this is Chris. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Popcorn Finance, the show where we discuss finance and about the time it takes to make a bag of popcorn. As you know, we've been working through our 401k Q&A series, and we recently did a traditional versus Roth 401k episode. And there was a question I didn't get a chance to get to, so I wanted to make sure I address it because I really appreciate this person taking the time to send this question in. But before we hop into today's question, I want to let you all know that today's bag of popcorn is brought to you by Square Card, a business debit card that puts you in control of your money. And whether you're running a small business or you're just earning some money on the side, making food deliveries, tutoring, or just selling some things online, it is so important that you separate your business from your personal finances. And Square Card makes that easy because one, it's free, and then two, it's really easy to order. I got mine in just a couple of days. And for those of you who've looked into business accounts, you know how difficult it can be to go through, search for these accounts, dig through all the paperwork, and then on top of that, maybe end up paying a ton in fees every month. And that's the great thing about Square Card. There are no annual fees, no minimum balance fees, and no overdraft fees. When you use Square's point of sale system, you get your money right away and you can spend it on the things you need for your business. Plus, when you shop at other Square businesses and support those other small business owners, you get 2.75% off purchases made with your Square Card. So to sign up and get your free custom Square Card, head over to popcornfinance.com/squarecard. Again, that's popcornfinance.com/squarecard. Okay, so let's jump into our remaining Roth versus traditional 401k question. This one's coming in from Abby Sarah over on Instagram. So Abby, thanks so much for taking time to send in this question. Abby wrote, my 401k is matched at 4%, but not into a Roth option. So it sounds like, I'm just making some assumptions here, that Abby has at her job the option to contribute into a traditional 401k or a Roth 401k. And if you didn't catch it, go back and check out a few episodes ago where we talked all about what a match is. But essentially, this is where an employer will put in additional money for every dollar that you put into your plan. So in this case, Abby's employer will match her contributions into her 401k plan dollar for dollar up to 4% of her pay. But it sounds like it's only in the traditional option. She said that I contribute 5% to the traditional 401k and then an additional 4% into a Roth option. Should I increase my Roth contribution? Okay, first of all, great job of saving money and putting it away and taking advantage of that match. I'm working on limited information here, but if this was me, what I would do is I would continue to make sure I'm putting in at least 4% into my traditional plan so that way I get the match, because that's how these employer matches work. You have to put in money in order for them to match it. And in this case, they're requiring it to go into her traditional plan. So I would make sure I'm putting in at least 4% into my traditional 401k plan. And then after that, if you want to go ahead and put the remainder of your available money you have for investing into your Roth option, go ahead and go for it. Because essentially what's happening is you're putting in 4% into your traditional, your job's giving you another 4%. So that's the equivalent of putting 8% of your pay into your traditional 401k plan. So now if you wanted to up your Roth contribution and go all the way up to 8%, then you're just splitting your contributions between the two. You're putting 8% because of the match into your traditional plan, and now you're putting another 8% into your Roth plan. Again, I always like to stress, as long as you're putting money away, you're doing fine. You'll be able to retire if you are consistently putting money away into your retirement account. But Abby, if you're looking to give yourself options when it comes to retirement and being able to pull money from a tax-free account and a taxable account in retirement to be able to control how much you pay in taxes, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think as long as you're taking advantage of that match and making sure you're putting in enough to get all the money, all the free money your job is willing to give to you, go for it. And then after that, it's really up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you like, I don't think you can go wrong. Abby, thank you so much for sending in that question. I had to make sure that I got to it because it was such a great question, and I appreciate you taking the time to send that in to me. For those of you listening, if any of you have any questions regarding the 401k on topics that I have not covered already, please feel free to send that in to me. You can message me over on Instagram at Popcorn Finance Podcast, or you can give me a call at 707-200-8259. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you're enjoying the show, you feel like supporting what I'm doing here, head over to Apple Podcasts, leave Popcorn Finance a review. I always appreciate you taking the time to do that. And it's always great to hear your thoughts and your feedback on the show that I'm putting together here. So as always, I appreciate you all joining me here for another bag of popcorn. Hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, boy, keep it poppin' like Mary Poppins.